One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.
Greetings, this is Tai Brown and welcome to One Question. Our guest today is Martin Newton. Martin is currently the Director of Athletics at Samford University. Thanks for joining us today, Martin.
Thanks for having me, Ty. Looking forward to it.
Now, Martin, your background is in marketing with Converse, Nike, and of course you worked operations with Kentucky men's basketball, and none of those were small operations. And when you arrived at Samford, how did you sell your new vision for the athletics department to the people who had been there for a while? And did you have to win over any doubters because of your non-traditional background?
You know, I think in any situation when you go into it new, you've got to be able to get your vision and respect the past but represent the future. And so, you know, I took the vision that I had and what I wanted to do and really listened more than I talked. I tried to find out what were the things that had worked here before, because I walked into a situation that wasn't broken. Bob Roller, the athletics director before me, had done a tremendous job of building this program, and so my job, I felt, was to kind of come in and really not screw it up, so to speak.
Right.
So I spent a lot of time listening and kind of hearing the things that worked and that worked well before I kind of came in immediately and started demanding change. I did little things that to try to learn my personnel. For example, we made a couple of office moves,
right.
And the reason I did that was I just wanted to kind of get a feel for who was more concerned about how many windows they had or how big their office was, as opposed to who's really in it for the team.
Right.
But I really think the key in going into any new organization is to listen more than you talk. There's a reason that God gave you two ears and one mouth, and so I tried to spend a lot of time listening before making my vision heard.
And that seemed to work out for you. When you got there, did you sense any doubt from anybody based on where you came from?
Yeah, I think so. I think there was those that kind of looked at you that you really didn't have any athletic director experience or athletic administration experience, and even in the interview process. And I kind of used that to my advantage. And my thing was, I'm not coming in with any bad habits. We're going to come in with a new way of looking at some things and come in and try some different things. You know, the companies that you mentioned, Nike and Converse, that I worked for, were completely different. Converse, where I started back in 1983, was a very conservative, established brand. And as things changed and moved on, they were a little bit more reluctant to change at that time. Whereas Nike, when I went to work for them, you know, the motto was almost, if it ain't broke, break it.
Right.
And try something different and look for new and challenging ways to do things. So I think having the experience with those companies helped with some of the people that I was coming in and the doubters, so to speak. But I also think not coming in and trying to win them over immediately was to try to earn their respect.
Right.
I think helped.
Okay. Now, we talked on Converse, Nike, and then you're working operations with the Kentucky men's basketball. Those are huge operations. How was the transition from working with those big budgets to a situation where you are now, where you have to be more efficient and, you know, the budgets aren't as big as those worldwide corporations?
Yeah, it was a challenge, because what you have to do is you have to focus on needs as opposed to wants. You know, at Kentucky, for example, there wasn't a lot of restrictions when it came to budget. If we needed something or wanted something, we most likely got it. Whereas when I walked into Samford, where you have tight budgets, where everything is evaluated, we had to really kind of focus on what our needs were first and foremost, and what are those things that were going to help us to continue to be successful and even grow to that next level to be successful. And I think the first step to that was really evaluating and putting together a strategic plan of what we felt like we wanted to be and how we were going to get there. And not just, I'm one of those that believes that, you know, things that get measured get done. And so we really spent a lot of time measuring those things that we needed, and then we developed a plan around them to how we were going to get them. And the university has been tremendous in supporting us with allowing us to do some things that are a little bit different than what we've done before. And then I've developed a really good fundraising team, or excuse me, we've got a very good fundraising team that has helped us to be able to do some things that maybe now are considered more wants rather than needs.
Okay, now when you came in a few years ago, and you mentioned that the program was already successful. Well, now you come in and you have these experience in marketing and with Kentucky basketball, which is a successful program. How do you feel those have helped you with the success up till now, and then also with future success in the Southern Conference?
Well, the Southern Conference is a very competitive league, and like I said, my predecessor Bob Roller did a wonderful job of laying a great foundation. And I think when I came in, it was the right time from a marketing standpoint. We need to start talking about the success that we've had and the things that we've done well. We need to show those things. We spent a lot of time trying to have a consistent brand and branding our athletics department and making people realize in this area that we're in that is predominantly Alabama and Auburn based, that we're a Division I athletic program, and we are a successful Division I athletic program, and so making sure that we were up to speed from a social media standpoint, that we were getting our content out and not waiting for people to come to us and ask us about our content. So I think those things have been very important in what we've tried to do for past success. The future success is, I think that if you're not willing to adapt and to change on a daily basis and look at how you're doing things, what worked yesterday in this business might not work tomorrow, and so being willing to get out of your comfort zone and being willing to adapt to change, I think, are critical as we try to continue to grow our brand here at Samford.
Well, Martin, it sounds like you had a plan when you came in, you've executed that plan, and you have a plan for moving forward in the future. We wish you the best down there at Samford, and thanks for joining us on One Question today.
Ty, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That was Martin Newton, Director of Athletics at Samford University. And this is Tai Brown, signing off.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.